YouTube, what's happening? Man, I'm just gonna be very, very, very blunt today. The state of Florida football, man. I'm gonna address a couple of my buddies on social media platforms about the Chicago Bears. That's gonna be down the road in this whole little conversation today on the drive. But as of right now, man, something got to change in the state of Florida, man. Now, I heard some analysts making very, very valid points of what's happening in Miami. Also, you got to kind of see what's going on at Florida State. And we understand that the dynamic of what you did to Willie and then what's going on with Norval. What is happening in that whole situation is that Florida State is just purely not good. You might have talent and you might have all these guys that they may have said had some stars and all that, but Florida State as a whole is not good. Now, we understand that it's a popularity contest now. It's about who's going to get me into where or what's going to happen. Are we sending kids to the league, and, what coaches are really going to love our kids and all that. But if it comes down to wins and losses, Florida State in trouble for a long time. They went through this before. Right before Jameis, they had a little down spurt, I think all teams go through that. Obviously, the University of Florida went through all that. But Florida State on some different level shit. Miami issue is totally opposite. Florida State issue is just they are not getting the kids that are going to compete. Florida went through it. I think if y'all remember, the University of Florida. If we remember everything about the University of Florida when we went 4-7 and lost to Georgia Southern and all that, we had great defensive players. The offense was just not up to par. We were getting guys like Driscoll was a 5-star kid, as a matter of fact. On one rating situation, he was like a 5-star. Number 1 dual threat quarterback in the state. He didn't fit the offense. Then after that, we go and get a whole bunch of other kids, like the Paddens and, the big running back who's doing that, actually Matt Jones. And we get all these kids that got all these numbers and stars and shit, and they didn't produce. Now, it might have been development side on as the coaching staff, or it could have just been on all generality that they just weren't good enough. Florida State just ain't good enough. Florida State can't put 11 kids out there right now that are going to get out there. Yeah, they got passion. They got heart. They look good in the uniform. They might run fast on grass. They might do all those things. But when you ain't got a whole jail on defense or offense, and you ain't playing like a team, which they are not. If you look at that game, the last NC State game was just terrible. Wake Forest game. Forget that. This is not NC State. That was NC State and Clemson. The Wake Forest game before that was just terrible, man. I honestly don't think that Florida State got a chance against anybody except for UMass. And I think UMass actually might give them a go. Will they beat UMass? Will UMass give them a shot? You got Miami over here talking about they done throw 69 points on Central Connecticut. Think about this. Tell me any team with Central in front of it in Division 1A football, in big time P5 football. Tell me one team with Central in the front of its name that's competitive. That's even competitive, not winning or anything, just competitive. Who you worry about, who you really got a scheme for. Tell me. So let's chill out Miami with that. But back to Florida State. Florida State is not living up to a standard of what Florida football, the actual state of football, is about. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the standard of Florida fucking football right now. People, Florida State right now has all of the outsiders, the Florida Gator fans, Miami fans, Central Florida fans, every fan in the state of Florida besides their fans are thinking, damn, man, Florida State is making us look really bad. Like, nobody's afraid to play Florida State. People are looking forward to Florida State is somebody's homecoming game right now, man. Think about that in the standard of Florida football. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I remember when the 3:30 game was a Florida State team or a Miami team or a Florida team spanking some team that ain't Florida, Miami, or Florida State, or even at that time it was Notre Dame, USC, Michigan, Ohio State, like the big names. If you ain't playing Oklahoma or Nebraska, and they just terrible, but we talking about the state of Florida on my podcast. But if you ain't talking about them teams right now, like back then, who cares about even LSU? Florida used to spank LSU, man. By 40, 30, 40. It wasn't even a game to even really watch unless you really just liked LSU. Ole Miss 40, 30. NC State in the 80s and 90s, Florida State beating them by 60. Easy. Those days make me feel like that's what a standard foundation was. Miami was out there spanking teams. And Miami at the time wasn't in the conference, so that's right. That's why I have a lot of respect for those Miami teams. They would play the Oklahomas. They would play the Notre Dames. They would throw a Virginia Tech on there when they ain't have to, and Virginia Tech was decent. Alabama. They'll play Alabama every now and then. The state of Florida football is horrible. It needs some rejuvenation. Florida, my team, the University of Florida, we're holding the level for y'all. UCF, stop it. Like I said, we already talked about this. UCF, stop. You're not there. And you may get there. Well, how everything looking if y'all recruit right? If Gus come out here and put the right guys on his recruiting staff and go and say, hey, man, this is what we're finna turn the bounce house into. We finna make this the funnest atmosphere that can get you into the pros type of thing, and y'all run for it, good. But right now it ain't nothing. What I saw this weekend was mediocrity. I think everybody saw mediocrity. My Florida Gators look solid. We got a quarterback that's actually growing, getting into his groove. He'll be ready by Georgia. That's what we care about. This Kentucky game this week that's coming up gonna be tough. In Kentucky, they've been waiting for this game because how they was supposedly stole the game 2 years ago. Kentucky gonna play us tough. They ain't bad. The defense running around. Stoops always got the defense going good. Offense, if we can get some plays, we'll win Kentucky. We should win Kentucky. That's how you should talk about a Florida team playing against a non-contender, non-championship contender. Florida State, they might lose this week. Probably gonna lose. Miami, probably gonna lose. Unless this new little quarterback come out there and just show out, probably gonna lose. The state, listen to this, man. The state of Florida has been built on athletic football teams that don't fear anybody. You have to feel like you're gonna come into a hellified situation. We talked about the Orange Bowl being a problem for Miami. It's also the administration. They don't care about y'all. They don't care about Miami football, man. That administration don't care about Miami football. They didn't put Miami football a damn near hour away from the campus. Let's fuck what you're talking about. You play in that stadium. They got money coming in. We gonna make them some money, and that's it. That big ass stadium with the half field stands. That ain't college football. It ain't. You ruining you're ruining your brand. I'm talking to the Miami Hurricane Association, the administration. Y'all are ruining the standard brand of Miami. And then what's sad about it is Miami back in the 80s and 90s is what made them fucking popular. What made people want to go to University of Miami. What their enrollment rate went up by 40%. Think about this shit, man. After Miami won their first national championship, it's on the U, if you watch the little documentary that the historian Miami Hurricane fans always want to bring up, but it's real. 40%. You think that was just because y'all got good books? No. People wanted to go there. It was fun. It's Miami. You got a party city. The kids are like, man, and then the football team fun. Football and athletics drive revenue and make kids want to go there. University of Michigan after the Fab Five. Gotta remember, if anybody y'all really ain't got, if you really are into this shit like I am, remember, the University of Michigan had won a national championship in basketball with Glenn Rice and Ramil Robinson about 2 years before the Fab Five. Their enrollment rates inched up. It was great. But when the Fab Five came and they became a phenomenon, 35%. I think 32 to 35% enrollment rate. Football was doing great. Obviously, the big house, all that fun. 32% though, man, because of popularity. Miami ain't got that no more. Kids are gonna go there. I mean, it's a great institution. But athletics rule the roost in America. It's just how it goes. Florida State is losing that as well. But Florida State got a whole different situation. They ain't the administration. Florida State is built around sports and athletics. That's why Leonard Hamilton has been a basketball coach for that long. Ain't because he's just a guy that they comfortable with. They are comfortable with him, but it's also he does a great job for what Florida State basketball has been. So they're gonna keep him around. Willie Taggart, who knows what really went down with Willie? The program wasn't going in the right direction. And who knows what the personality of the program that Florida State was talking about. I'm not gonna get into that. That is not my stilo. But I'm gonna say that how Norville going, they ain't gonna live up to Florida standard. Florida standard, the state of Florida standard is 8 wins or better. I hate to say it. Yeah, I mean, we want to be like Alabama and be everybody get 10, 11 wins, but you can't because you gotta think. At some point, Florida State play Miami and Florida. Florida play Alabama, LSU when LSU is decent, Georgia. Who the fuck does Miami play but Florida State and maybe Clemson? That's the problem with Dade County, man. Let's say NC State good right now, North Carolina good, and them motherfuckers ain't all that. We know that Virginia might be all right one year. Virginia Tech gonna be but they shouldn't be beating Miami teams. You can say what you want to say. You can shut up about recruit better. Build the Orange Bowl back, and then guess what? You might get some of that vibe. Miami ain't a vibe right now. How the old little kids say it, the jits say, Miami ain't a vibe no more. Florida State ain't a vibe. Florida a vibe. UCF a vibe. But people like UCF. UCF seem fun. Their stadium is named the Bounce House. It's their stadium. Po Bobby Bowden. Golly, boy, I know Bobby is down there like that. Gammit. I know Bobby is furious with what's going on right now. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself, Florida State. Team football coaches, alumni, fans, kids, everybody that love Florida State, take your shirts off this year. Just take them off. Don't wait. All that I bleed garnet and gold, and I'm gonna be a Florida State guy till I die, and all that stuff. Get it? Sound cute? Just take it off. Just today. Just say, you know what? We gonna donate some money. We gonna go out there and recruit. Go out there and recruit for your team or something. If you ain't got nothing to do today on a Monday, go recruit. Go to a local high school, see a kid that can run fast, maybe catch a football real good, and then say, you know what? We need you. Go to practice. Drive them up to Tallahassee. I don't care if you're in Key West. Drive them up to Tallahassee and say, we're gonna take you up here. The state of Florida is about, there should be an 8-win minimum to talk shit in the state of Florida. That's what we need to do from now on. Florida State, I mean, all Florida fans, I don't care where you're at. Edward Waters, Bethune-Cookman, Miami, Florida Memorial, South Florida, whatever, Florida Tech, anybody. If you're playing football, 8-win minimum, then you can talk trash. There's no reason to be talking shit. Stetson, who cares? There's no reason to be talking shit. If you win in don't talk to nobody else about it. If you win in 2-3 games a year. You didn't see me posting a whole bunch of shit about Florida when we was 4-7, went out there and let Georgia Southern run the damn wishbone on us. We done been there, Florida State. Hopefully y'all can get out of it. But 8-win minimum is it. Shut up about anything else. If you ain't winning 8 games this year, just don't talk about college football. My friends wanted to kind of, oh, well, how about the Bears and all that? Fuck the Bears, all right? You know what? That's how I feel about it. Until the Bears figure their shit out, until we get Justin Fields, a little bit of more help on the offensive line, and until we can actually go out there and use this Khalil Mack phenomenon for the last year or two we got him, because Khalil Mack ain't going to be able to do that for a long time. We got Eddie Jackson, Khalil Mack, but defense, all right. We need to find somebody to help Roquan Smith on the other end. We are good on defense. It's just, hey, man, we need to get my guy some help. And he's young. Justin Fields young, man. He'll fit in. Maybe Andy Dalton is the answer for this year. Maybe that $10 million is worth paying Andy Dalton. Get out there, throw the ball around, make us competitive while Justin Fields learns. Cool. So leave me alone about the Chicago Bears. I'm not stressing about the Chicago Bears. I got a competitor right here on my chest. Look at that. Chest. Go Gators. We are the standard of the state of Florida right now. That one loss y'all remember we had? Remember that one loss? The Alabama, who just going out there blowing out everybody? They better hope they don't Texas A&M, they play Ole Miss this weekend. Ooh, we Ole Miss scoring points. Ole Miss gonna score points on them. And you gotta remember, Lane Kiffin understand Nick Saban. It's a personality thing. Lane Kiffin can, if he got the right tools, Lane Kiffin can maneuver. So just watch out for that. Alabama don't be there. I got a theory. I got the Arkansas theory. Arkansas theory is, remember when we won the national championship the first year with Chris Leak, little dual threat, two quarterback system, Chris Leak, Tim Tebow? Ha! Sound familiar, don't it? Richardson, EJ, kind of similar in offense in styles, but personality is different. Got the hype man, and you got the guy that's actually going to be more strategic and do his job. Been there a long time. Same thing, 4 years. Remember, Chris Leak was there 4 years. Tim Tebow first, just coming out there, just playing. Richardson just coming out. He got all the energy. Everybody love him. Remember that? Kind of scare y'all Florida State, Miami fans that want us to be down and out. But just remember, Arkansas theory. Here go the theory. We beat Arkansas 2006 in the SEC championship. Arkansas right now is probably the best team in the West when it comes to the second best team until they play Alabama. They get Alabama the week we play Georgia, I think. That's gonna be a good week. Gonna be a big week. So Arkansas beat Alabama. They just beat Texas A&M. They got Ole Miss in 2 weeks. They can get out of these, and we get Arkansas. We continue to win. We beat Georgia. We continue to win. We get the SEC championship. looks very familiar, don't it? Kind of make you want to rub your fingers if you're a Florida fan. Them Gators, we ready. We in there. All we gotta do is just keep winning. Don't have to be pretty wins. They remember them wins that we damn near barely beat Florida State that year. Struggle against Georgia. Had some real tough games up and down that damn schedule of 2006. We in the same situation right now. Just remember, y'all talking shit to me. Call Miami administration. Tell them that you want the Orange Bowl back. Call Miami administration. Say that if any of your players come out there with skinny jeans on, send them home. Take the tag. Tell them to go home. Call Miami and say if Manny Diaz want to be a defensive coordinator, let him be a defensive coordinator, not a head coach. It's over. You gave him some time. One more year, Manny. That's how he is. Manny for one more year. Florida State, Norval. Let's give him another year. I'm a Gator fan, so I'm fine with him having another year. We can beat their ass. Then maybe next year they turn it around. After that, 3 years, we got to be out of there. It's a standard. 8 wins. 8-win talking shit standard. That's all I wanted to rant about today. You know, we had a good week of football. Clemson goes down. Clemson is just not good right now. They okay. They're not Clemson with Trevor Lawrence. That just shows you how good Trevor Lawrence and Etienne and all them boys was. This little fat leg guy they got running on the quarterback with the long ass name. He ain't nothing scary. He ain't scary. He make too many mistakes. He don't know if he a tight end or a quarterback. He all right. Running back's okay. Shipley, just a big guy. Only stud they got really out there running around is goddamn the Ross kid, the receiver. And how many goddamn years is Skoskis gonna be there? Goddamn, his old spearing his targeted ass. Hey, he's been out there for 100 years. This is the oldest damn linebacker. He's old. Why won't he just go somewhere? That just shows you that the Clemson defense need to stop with this shit. They trying to brand the middle linebacker, big husky. Don't have to be no color, white, black, whatever. Just big husky, just mean little middle linebacker. He won't be good in the pros. Remember the Schmidt kid from West Virginia? That's all he is. And Schmidt really didn't do well. He was just, you love him. He's a part of the team, and he's gonna say some. He's gonna be inspirational and shit. But then after that, he just like to target motherfuckers. I just want to let y'all know that here go my picks at the end. My pick for right now in the national championship playoffs for 4 teams. I honestly like Oregon. I think Oregon will be in that national champ. They aren't battling anybody right now. Oklahoma just jumped out of a really tough situation. I really believe that Oklahoma has the offense, defense, great. I like Oklahoma as being in this is not 1 or 4, it's just the 4 that I think will get in. Oklahoma, Oregon, Florida. Yeah, I said it. Florida. And it just really sucks and it really hurts for me to say this, but I really feel like if Notre Dame keeps winning, I think they got the USC game, which is the only, I think they got that game, and then that, because they don't play any more P5 teams, I don't think. I think they may have Syracuse, and then they run the Admirals table or whatever it is. They play all the goddamn they play Navy and all them. I think that's it. They don't have anything else. I honestly think if Notre Dame keeps continuing to win, I think that they get in. And without playing in the ACC championship right now, I don't see they don't have any struggles. And the ACC is just a barrel full of shit right now. I don't see anybody out of the ACC even being talked about. Cincinnati just won't get in because of the power, their schedule, especially if Florida stays with 1 win, Oregon stays undefeated, Oklahoma stays undefeated, Notre Dame stays undefeated. They're not going to put a Cincinnati team over any SEC team, even if Florida doesn't go. If whoever the SEC team that gets to represent SEC, they're not going to put them over. So that's my 4 right now. Oregon, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Florida. Go Gators. Hey, don't forget, like, subscribe, share. Man, just the Florida boy, man. I'm living in Sarasota right now, Braden, Sarasota area. Having a good time. And I'm going to talk some shit. Make sure you go back to my other Drive podcast. Man, just listen about what I had to say about Michael Irvin, them skinny jeans. It gave you a laugh. Go Gators.